Hello there, welcome back to my Let's Play Pillars of Eternity, episode 206. Let's get it on and see how this went. Here we go. Don't see why you need the White Forge to make good steel.
Finally, someone talking sense.
Raises his knife and half-peeled apple to the fire in a dramatic gesture of expression.
Durgan's steel wasn't just good. It was some of the best. We need the best if we're going to keep Stalwart alive.
She glares at Alvin even while she speaks to you.
No one alive today has seen the White Forge, but the old stories tell that it was powerful, glowed white-hot, and gave off a steady, even heat, unlike any other furnace. Okay. Let better-schooled folk puzzle over how the thing was built. I just want to see it put to use.
Pargrin dwarves?
Pargrin's a word in their language. Means traveler. They've been wanderers for generations, but I couldn't tell you much more. The battery's up the mountain to the north, a good hike away.
She jerks her head direction of the slope behind the house.
Near Galvino's place, huh?
Gunn says in a breezy tone, but Regan falls suddenly silent. Consternation hardening in the light of face. He smiles and draws his knife across the apple. Okay, something about Fingy's place then. Who? Near Galvino's.
So it is. Though I was going to suggest dealing with that ogre camp before anything.
I've already done that. She comprises her thin lips into a frown. Who's Gavolva?
Mestre Galvino, as the old crosspatch prefers it, lives by himself and keeps the wilder and beasts at bay through sheer foulness of his temper.
Okay.
She means to say he's a skilled smith and animancer, who's lived in the shadow of Durgan's battery for over a decade.
So over his shoulder at you and Regan. And by animancer flimsy standards, that make him an expert, does it? He folds his arms.
And he butters his bread on both sides and fits his left shoe before his right. But that's neither here nor there.
Ain't nobody here fond of the man, but he's a clever hand and a quick study. It's a fool who thinks he stayed so close to the battery without figuring something about it.
You said as much to the last party, and we haven't seen hide nor hair of him since. Maybe they didn't run afoul of Baragon's ogres after all.
Raises a grey eyebrow at him. Shrugs and turns back to the fire.
Just watch your step. Galvino's place is a ways east of the battery, and folk who pass it bring unsettling tales.
About the old camp.
Belongs to flames that whisper. Matron Baragon's clan. Hunters tell me they've been active of late.
Hunting elk and otherwise minding their own damn business.
Snapple waves into the mouth of the chews aggressively.
Minding their own business. Never mind the latest expedition's disappearance, or the broken stockade.
Pinches the bridge of her nose, squinting.
I'm saying we shouldn't agitate him further.
He makes it to toss another slice of peel into the fire, but he fumbles and drops his knife. He bends to pick it up, cursing. I've already dealt with Bergen. She won't be bothering you anymore.
Then you've already accomplished more than any of the other treasure seekers.
Thank you.
By bringing the wrath of the other ogre clans down on our heads?
Firelight casts his scowl on the dirty shadows.
Never mind, my son. There's plenty about town who can carry on their business now that those ogres are cleared out. Halfrick's been meaning to tidy up his rooms. And Ederin should get some new stocks. More importantly, we think Baragon killed the last expedition. Might check to see if she took anything useful from them. Good. Before you leave town, stop by the Grave's Rest. Most visitors to Stalwart spend some time there, so Halfrick and his patrons may be able to give you the lay of the land.
Don't know about you, but I'm partial all of a sudden. Parched. So I want to ask you something.
What's on your mind?
What's on your mind? Questions about Dozen Battery and the White Forge. I want to know more about Stalwart. Tell me anything about the last expedition.
The Pargrin dwarves guarded it like a mother bear. It's a wonder we know as much as we do. What's on your mind?
Know more about Stalwart?
Adir founded us back in their colonial days to supply ore to the Empire. Saw a fair bit of traffic from both sides of the White March then.
She rubs the nub of her shortened ring finger.
But after the Deerwood claimed independence, Defiance Bay found cheaper places to get ore. Didn't have much reason to maintain our supply routes.
Okay. The Stalwart part of Drywood?
Officially. Though with the state the roads are in, you wouldn't guess it.
Tell me of some more important places around town.
Here in the center? Let's see. The Grave's Rest is next door. Halfrick can set you up with a room and a hot meal there. The fishery's just on the edge of the lake, and the Temple of Andra is next to it. No one keeps a secret like Lavda. Or so I'm told.
Yeah, well, since she's dead, she can't tell anybody anything, so... Yeah, you're right there.
A few folk live in this part of town, too. Seemed a lot safer before the ogres broke through the western gate. Thiersch lives next to the old mine shaft. And Tana, the old mine overseer, is next door to me.
Joseph on towards the wall. Do you do here?
I'm the mayor. Or so I'm reminded every time there's a game shortage, ogre attack, or a neighborly dispute. I'm a builder by trade, though. Traveled all over Air Glonfoth and the Deerwood in my younger days, but ended up back here anyway.
She gives you a vague smile that's gone as quickly as it appears. That's something else.
What's on your mind?
Can you tell me anything about the last expedition that went to Durgan's Battery?
They didn't volunteer much, and I knew better than to ask.
Stretches her jaw frowning.
I've seen all types charging through here. Professional companies with shiny new equipment as brazen as you please, and hopeless runts with nothing but tattered leathers. But these folk, I don't know what they were after, and the way they looked at you made you feel cold all over.
She shakes her head as if dislodging a battery.
Wish I could tell you more.
Perhaps we'll find more in the battery itself. Yes, he nods as you have got a look.
What's on your mind?
Yes, that's it. Okay, interesting. Interesting. I guess we'll head back to the inn now. Had to rest again and see if he's got more wood in for us, fingers crossed. And we'll have a little chat with the other people. Maybe they'll know for the piece we're missing. Okay. Back to the inn. To the inn, my friend. To the inn. If I chat, ask him for wood first. Then we'll sleep and ask him for wood again. See if he gets it in that time period. And then we'll chat with these, I think. And then I'll be ready to end this episode.
Back to warm your hands,
Yes,
eh?
refreshments. Oh, yeah, 2. Beautiful. I need 1. Fudge. I'll take the 1 then. Okay, I said
Back to warm
might
your
as well.
hands, eh? What can I do? Top
Take
quality beer.
them. Okay, who's around here? Buy us some wine, mister. Nope. Bet you can't hop over that coal. Don't want to try. Hardly anyone coming up the road these days. You're the first you face in weeks. Thank you. Careful if you're new. The drinks in here aren't watered down. If you hear voices around the battery, traces wave over your heart. Places wouldn't be the same without Kingra. Good on you for saving her. Out of jam again! What a disaster! But Fannyville's gonna help me. The orcs have been hitting us hard, trying to keep us out of the battery, and they're winning.
Ooh. Still can't feel my fingers.
Ooh, that could be something. Wish you've been around when old what? The orcs have been hitting us out. They're basically going to say certain things each together. Okay, you could be something. You're on your own. Nope. No.
Thought I'd found shelter when I stumbled across this little village. Guessing you did too, huh?
It raises a frosty mug to you, even though the warmth of the heath reaches you here. Your hands are wrapped in werewell. Werewell. Werewol. Wool, not werewell. And her ears muffled by a hat. Her face has the tat, when beaten look of someone who's recently come from the
As
road.
much blood as there was in the streets, I'm lucky the ale's still flowing.
She takes a drink and she tilts her head back. You see a bruise purpling her jaw and the crimson bloom of scrapped knuckles. What's actually happened to you?
Thought all the whispers about Durgan's battery were just village superstition. And maybe they are. But I might have been on my guard if I'd listened. I was part of an expedition, hunting for relics from Durgan's battery. We picked up a good haul,
Ooh,
too.
maybe she's got what I'm looking for. She takes a slow swallow of her beer.
So it figures that's when the winds pick up and the sky starts dumping snow. We lost sight of the road.
Something else found us.
Meanwhile, something else found us. Took Liam out before we even realized we were surrounded. And then we see him coming out of the snow. These little four-armed wilder. Lagufoth, they're called.
Okay. We should be able to take them. Shakes her head, staring at the embrace in the fire
Quick
pit.
little bastards. Francesca and I held them off as long as we could, but when they filled her full of darts, I turned tail and ran. Found my way here and thanked my luck for escaping the Lagufoth. Then come to find out that this town's got an ogre problem.
So basically, from the firing. Oh my, crying out loud! What is with my words today? Firing pram. Why not a pram? Firing pram into the fire. I can't remember why I not say that saying then. In the firing pram, yeah, you're setting your kid on fire in a pram, apparently. What are you... That reminds me with you with the baby scene. Oh well, moving on. What are you going to do now? At least you made it. You can't mean to leave those relics behind. I'm sorry to hear about your friends.
That's a kind sentiment. I'll mourn them when I get home. But I've got to retrieve our haul if I'm to have any hope of that. I need to get those artifacts. Not that I'm in any shape to go after them myself.
Don't you have the thing I'm looking for, though?
But I can't afford to return to Defiance Bay without something to show for my expedition.
Creeps into her apprehension. She stares into the mug, swirling its contents.
But you've got your own expedition to the battery, don't you?
Yep.
While you're out there, maybe you could look for my goods. Whatever's left of them.
Looks up from her mug, hopefully.
I'll give you a cut for anything you bring back, of course. I ain't asking for charity. I just can't afford to go home empty-handed.
She brushes her nails along the side of her mug as that anxious look returns. What are you looking for?
Like I said, we were treasure hunting near Durgan's battery when we were ambushed. What else do you want to know?
Told me that an obstetrician came through before I arrived. Was that you?
Who?
She looks mostly confused.
No, that would have been somebody else. We didn't meet with Renan Guild, or anyone else in town for that matter. We were operating on our own.
Looks into the fire pit, take another drink. Why are these relics so important to you?
We took out several loans to pay for our trip out here. I'm gonna have trouble if I don't pay them back.
Okay. Scratches the back of her neck. Reminds me where I can find them.
What's left of it should be near Durgan's battery. If you stumble across the Logothoth, you'll know you're close.
Great. What do you know about Dungeon Battery?
Just that it's been locked up tight for 200 years on account of those dwarves having a row.
A row? You mean a row? They're having a row. They're on bulbs. Row, row, row your boat to the double stream. A row.
Which means that any trinkets from inside fetch a nice price. Sorry, I'm more of a businesswoman than a historian.
Okay, I mean that one can't do. Okay, wasn't what we're actually asking after, but I guess there's no quest. Hey there, goddammit, you can watch me trolls Barfron. And the sharp objects. This won't end well. I'm calling sharp objects. Once, Arden, you won once. What are you playing? You're playing games. What about the auto attack? What are you playing? Arden's head. Olin's head. Arden grins sheepishly. That's what they call it anyhow. Smooth. Arden, you pick a target. See, nose or ears. Nose is worth more, but you've got 2 ears to work. You front at each other. You get less points the further out from the target you get. So for the mouth and eyes, no points if you miss. Okay, I'm hoping someone's on the wall, it's not each other. Fancy a game? 3 throws each, and whoever gets the most points by the end of it wins the wager. I'll put down 50 pads if you will. Sure, let's play. That's a little tasteless. You displaying the targets again? Sure, let's play. Then pulls... Oh, okay, good. Pulls a throwing knife from his belt, turning it over his hand. Wages 50 pads. You in? Okay. Good man. I'll go first, just to show you how it's done. You lost 50. Aims carefully and throws his blade. The knife hits the skin, scoring 1. Aaron walks up to retrieve the knife. Your turn. Aim for the ears, aim for the nose. The nose. Hit the eye, scoring 5. Aims carefully and throws his blade. The knife hits the first, scoring 2. Walks up to retrieve the knife. Your turn. Aim for the ears, aim for the nose. Nose again. Nothing's got fudge. Carefully throws the blade. Seriously? 7. So up there, retrieve the knife. Your turn. Aim for the ears. Scoring 1. That's 6 for you and 10 for me. Game's mine. Okay, I guess it's the right order to do it in. Orange Snickers. Come on back if you want to try again. Yeah, I want to try one more time. Crowned your king stolen yet? My friend doesn't mean to be an ass, it just comes natural. Well, I want a crown. Let's play. Okay, so the first one worked out well. Pay 50. Seriously? 7 straight away. Aim for the nose. Fetch. Scoring 10. Knife hits the nose. Scoring 10. Nice. Carefully throws the blade. Eyes hit a 5. Aim for the ears. 5's on 15. Throws his blade. Hits the nose. Scoring 10. Fudge. Nose. Ear 7. Puts his neck and neck. Pulls a throwing knife from his belt, turn it over his hands. Let's put the end to this. Start prattling. Throw. And he carefully throws his blade. 7. Retrieve the knife. Nose. 5. Fudge! One more. 50. Plus 50. 10. Let's go the opposite way, so ears. 1. Wow. Maybe it's random every time. We'll do ears again. 2. Seriously? Ears. Okay, I'm just gonna go full on nose. Screw it. Nose, nose, nose. Nose. 10. 2. 7. Seriously? Okay, let's try. Nose. Okay, so it does change each time, but I was thinking every time I did nose I got a 10. That time I didn't. Nose. Oh, screw you! Bloody ripping me off right now. Who's ripping me off, people? You know what? I think we should end this episode, and we'll chat to chat to the more people in this place in a minute. No wonder he's good at it. He's throwing it constantly. Anyway, please like, subscribe, and like us. See you next week. Have a great one. Bye, everyone.